Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mansplaining Mike Show, where wokeness and globalism go to die. Today, guys, we're going to take a look at a cartoon that'll remind us that Israel is responsible for 9/11. Let's
Months
get it.
before 9/11, Israeli art students were caught roaming around the halls of federal government buildings, taking pictures and selling cheap artworks. 200 of them were rounded up by the CIA and later found out that they were indeed Mossad agents. And when 9/11 happened, 5 Israeli men were arrested just across the river in New Jersey. They had their cameras set up on a tripod recording the event and were caught dancing and celebrating, as if they knew in advance precisely what would take place. During the incident, the driver of the van told the officers that, "We are Israeli, we are not your problem," that they were just harmless loaders from a local moving company. Their vehicle contained standard moving blankets, box cutters, multiple passports, cameras, and $4,700 hidden in a sock. All of these items were, of course, essential for their job, especially the passports, cameras, and the $4,700 hidden in a sock. FBI reports said they had done minor work for Israeli intelligence prior to his time in the US. They were later deported back to Israel in November 2001 for immigration infractions. Another job well done by the CIA and FBI. After 9/11, the United States went to war against every Arab Muslim country, which is extremely convenient for Israel because also in the same year, Ariel Sharon became the new prime minister, whose main goals were to expand Israeli settlements in the West Bank and Gaza and launching a military invasion of Lebanon. So now both, in tandem, the United States and Israel wage a global war on every Muslim country that hasn't submitted to Israel, which is still going on to this day.
So here, guys, this next clip we have is Danny Danon, the ambassador for Israel, talking about how they won't accept a two-state solution, or they don't plan on doing so anyway. And this is important because the next clip we're going to show is how Trump's Board of Peace says that there needs to be a two-state solution. So if Israel isn't going to agree to it, does that mean that we're going to turn on Israel finally? Is it going to be the introduction to darkmaga? I really doubt it, guys, but it's fun to think about and fantasize about anyway. But hopefully Trump will turn on them. I really doubt it. I think they have compromising material on them, so that's probably not going to happen. But anyway, let's listen to this sadistic guy right here, Danny Danon.
The Saudis say they will normalize relations with Israel and join the Abraham Accords, but only if Israel first accepts what's called a two-state solution, a new state of Palestine emerging alongside Israel. Do you think Israel is inclined to do that?
So, Wolf, I have news for you. 3 years ago, before October 7th, we were negotiating with the Saudis, and we were able to find the language to accommodate their requests and our requests. So I think it's possible. We signed a peace agreement with Egypt, with Jordan, UAE, Morocco, Bahrain, Morocco. I think we can find a way to negotiate and to find agreement with the Saudis, also to address the Palestinian issue, which, as we see now, Hamas is still in power in Gaza, and that's the main obstacle for any development there.
So just to be precise, Ambassador, Israel's open to the idea of a new state of Palestine emerging alongside Israel, the two-state solution, as it's called. Is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely not. After October 7th, no one is discussing the option of a Palestinian state today in Israel. We are concerned about our security. We want to see the Palestinians prosper, have better life under a moderate regime and not Hamas regime. But the idea of a state, it's not on the table.
So there you have it. You can see he's going to continue to act like an animal, just like the rest of Israel. That's how they are. I mean, there's some citizens there that are good, but there's not enough of them. Like, there's not really enough citizens against it for the right reasons. There's a lot of citizens against the government. Some of them want them to go even more crazy. But anyway, guys, this next clip we're going to look at is from Al Jazeera, so stay tuned for that one, because I think you'll be pretty interested to hear that a lot of the countries that he was just mentioning probably are going to sign on to the Saudi Arabian 15-point plan, which you'll hear next. All right, guys, now we have the next clip I was talking about. I think the header up there has it a little bit wrong. It was Saudi Arabia who originally introduced the bill's wording, so it wasn't the Trump administration, but the Trump administration did start the Board of Peace, so it'll be interesting to see, is Trump going to go dark MAGA, or is he going to turn on his own board of peace? So it'll be interesting to see how paid off by Israel or how much blackmail they really have on him. I think this will be an opportunity for us to be able to judge that a little bit closer. But anyway, guys, let's get into this. This is being reported by Al Jazeera.
I want to talk about the points here in this 15-point roadmap that the Gaza Board of Peace just published yesterday. Right at the start, point 1, it mentions the launch of a credible political path that achieves self-determination and statehood for the Palestinians. And that's a shift from Donald Trump's 20-point peace plan, where it said the conditions may finally be in place for a credible pathway to Palestinian self-determination and statehood, which we recognize as the aspiration of the Palestinian people. What do you think about this shift in language?
I think it puts more pressure on the Israelis to actually come together, and it puts more pressure on the Palestinians as well. If you actually want to move together towards Palestinian statehood, this is your roadmap. This is your framework to do it. And it lays it out in a couple of very specific timelines. One is store your large weapons and also decommission your tunnels within 200 days to 1 year. So there's timeline 1. And then the second one is just within the next 14 days, come up with a roadmap for how you're actually going to store these weapons, where you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it. So that puts Hamas onto a timeline to actually focus on these two priorities.
Well, we already heard that Israel won't be agreeing to it, which isn't surprising. I mean, Israel has been committing terrorist acts since before it's founded. I mean, you can look into the Deir Yassin massacre, you can look into the King David Hotel bombing, and it continued even into 1948. Like during that first Nakba, they were committing terrorist attacks, poisoning whales with Operation Cast Thy Bread. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Israel has compromising material on Donald Trump. And if not on him, definitely on his buddies. So we'll be able to see what happens and be able to make a determination sometime soon. Anyway, guys, stay tuned. This next clip we're going to get into is really interesting. It's Donald Trump correcting Marco Rubio, explaining we're only in this war for Iran. So anyway, guys, let's check that out. Stay tuned. All right, guys, let's get into this clip of Trump correcting Marco Rubio. This is pretty interesting. Is this going to be another sign that we might be heading towards dark MAGA? I really doubt it, guys. I don't really believe that we were saving Israel for last or any of that. But if we end up turning on them, I'll be the first one to report Donald Trump did something good. Let's get into it.
Very arrogant. We've now begun an effort to really try to bring that court to heel.
By the way, there's no information that they're after me. It could happen. But just so you know, just keep talking about it and saying that means that maybe he's not trying to defend me. He is trying to defend Bibi and various other people. But there are many people that shouldn't be looked at that way. But there is no indication that I'm one of them at this moment.
Well, there you go, Donald Trump saying that we're really in this war, and the International Court of Justice is really going after Israel and not him. He doesn't have a warrant out for himself. That's what he's reporting. I mean, he probably should, because he's the one who's been encouraging Israel to do it, sending them all our money, sending them all these weapons, more money than we've ever given them before. We're going to war for them with Iran. I mean, the stuff needs to stop, guys. But anyway, let's get into this next clip. So in this clip, guys, we're going to see what one of these parasites in Israel, how they feel about the Palestinians, how they feel about everybody else. I mean, just because this is being referred to as the Palestinians doesn't mean they don't feel this way about you. I suggest you read their Babylonian Talmud. They call us all Goy and say they can kill us all. It's not just the Christians or the Muslims in Palestine. It's the Christians or Muslims all over the world that they feel this way about. And you're going to see exactly how they feel in this clip right here.
It sounds like you're saying one Jewish life is worth hundreds or thousands of Palestinian lives.
Not million. One Jewish life, it's 10 million, okay?
That just sounds racist.
Yes, I know, but this is the truth. Because God chose us. Because of this, you are jealous.
It sounds like
God didn't choose them for anything other than to be banished to beyond Babylon. This one in particular looks like one of the European Ashkenazis. So if you read Genesis 10:3, you can see very clearly that it says that they are descendants of Japheth and Gomer. In order to be a Semite, he would have to be a descendant of Shem. That's where the word came from. It came from the word Shemitic. So anyway, guys, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and neither do a lot of people who believe in this nonsense. So anyway, guys, we're going to get into this next clip where we can see that Zionists in New York City are calling for the death of all Arabs. So here we go, guys. We can see the Zionists in New York City calling for the death of all Arabs, not just Palestinian ones, but all Arabs, guys. I mean, at some point, we got to be able to realize and point out who the real genocidal ones are. They're making these declarations openly. They're openly calling for a genocide. I mean, come on. This stuff isn't really hard to figure out. They're behind all of the world's evils.
Your John voice is going on TikTok.
I mean, you can see, guys, they're always calling for violence, chanting for violence, and committing violence. I mean, at what point are we going to say enough is enough? Like, what are those officers doing? They're screaming death to a certain type of race. I mean, that right there, that's inciting a riot. They should have been locked up for that. I mean, even if a riot didn't pursue, they were trying to get one started. That should really be where freedom of speech kind of meets its end. I mean, you're supposed to be able to say whatever you want, unless if you're calling to hurt other people, and they're calling for the death of a whole group of people. So I'm not sure that that would be protected by freedom of speech. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I don't really think so, but I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what people think. But anyway, guys, stay tuned for the next clip. So in this next clip, guys, you'll be able to see Pete Hegseth trying to defend what he's doing in Israel. And he doesn't really have a defense for it. He just keeps trying to interrupt the speaker who's trying to talk to him. After this, guys, we'll go ahead and end the show. But let's take a look at this and see how Pete Hegseth acts when he's being questioned by the Congress.
In the past weeks, Iran's attacks have increased, hitting US bases in Jordan and Iraq with ballistic missiles. Defending against them is coming at a cost. The Defense Secretary's asked for more cash from Congress, with some questioning his leadership.
Mr. Secretary, you stated 4 months ago that Iran's military had been rendered, quote, combat ineffective for years to come.
Not
you
even
stated
close.
we
It doesn't
had,
mean
quote,
it doesn't have capabilities.
Mr. Secretary, you stated we had, quote, achieved every single objective. Was that an accurate statement 4 months ago?
The main objective of this was to ensure that Iran never gets a nuclear weapon. Their main sites were obliterated. We're watching over them.
So he's just doing a lot of talking to avoid answering the question with a simple yes or no. The answer should have been no. And the answer should have also been he was lying about everything that he said and all the reporting in the beginning. We can see that Iran hasn't been destroyed. I mean, they're still blowing up our bases. There's still men dying. They still obviously have military capability. So he was completely lying about it and trying to make excuses for getting caught in the lie. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with some sissy who's going to cry about it for the next 42 years. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.